What is up, my super newbies? Now it's time to learn some CSS. Okay, to get to the CSS repls exercise, we need to get into the basics of the web course, and then now it's CSS time. You will find here a orange button saying access repls, or at the end an even bigger orange button. Just click on it and it will take you to repl. If you are not logged in, then logging into repl with your repl credentials or GitHub credentials, depending on what you use to sign up. And then you will find here the class on purple saying learn CSS. Let's start with the class. The first exercise says add the style tag inside of the head tag and add the following code into style content. Okay, so I'm supposed to add then the style tag like this, style, and then put some body background here and run it. Now we have a blue background. What we just did is we added a style tag and we said that we wanted to have a background blue on the body tag. Since the body tag is the entire website, then the entire website is going to be blue. Background is one of those CSS rules that you will learn fast because you use it a lot at the beginning. Let's continue now. There's other ways of adding styles and you'll see later. The background CSS rule allows us to assign and work with the background of any container. The background can be a color or an image. If it's an image, you can specify if you want the image to repeat, to resize, and fit the whole background. Okay. How to use the background size? There's a hint here to use the background size. It's telling us run the exercise, change the background size to contain, change the index CSS tab. It's in the index. It is in the index CSS tab. We have two tabs now. One for the styles and one for the index. Not like we did before in the past exercise that we added a style tag and we put them in the same index.html. Now we're putting in a separate style sheet, and that's actually a very good practice because that helps you have a more organized and maintainable code. So it's telling us to run the exercise, so let's run it. Here we have a weird background, and let's play with the background size then. Instead of cover, I guess we can say, let me open, oh, this is a link that shows how to Google how to search for the background size properties available. So let's follow the Google thing. Here's background size property. So here they are: auto, length, percentage, cover, contain, initial, inherit. Inherit is always when you don't want to set a property or you want to override a property what that was set and like delete the property, then you can say inherit. Initial is whatever it was when the website loaded. Let's show you what contain is. Let's put contain here and run it again. And now it's super small, you see? So basically it says contain, resize the background image to make sure the image is fully visible. And cover will also expand the image to make it big enough to fill the entire container that it's where the image is a background of. Percentage sets the width and height of the background image in percent of the parent element. Okay, so I guess if we say, let's see the example. Yeah, it's background size 50%. I guess it will be half of the, let's make it like that, 50%, it will be half of the container. But we also have to say no repeat, because if we repeat the background, we're actually not seeing the effect. You see, this image was repeating to the left and to the bottom, because backgrounds repeat by nature. If you don't want them to repeat, then you need to specify with another rule. That is this one, background repeat. But normally they will create like a mosaic. Okay, so we can submit and go to the next one. The next one says inline styles. So this is the third type of styles we can have. The first that we did was the style tag like this, style, and then we add some CSS here. The second one was the separate style sheet like this one. And now the third one is to have a style property into any tag that we want. So let's copy this and show you outside the table, because if not, it's not going to show. And let me paste it. And you see we have a hello Google in red because we said that we wanted a color red, font size 14 pixels. So what's the instruction? Set an inline style to change the background color of the table to green. Okay. So let's delete this. And the table here needs to have a style of background green. Let me run it, and there it is. It looks exactly the same. So submit. Now combine it rules. Let's see combine it rules. Yeah, this is telling us that we are able to, instead of typing these three properties, we can just have one and put the values of the three properties here in the same line, and it will know that we're talking about color, style, and width because the values are not similar, so it's able to recognize them. Instructions: combine the four padding rules into one using the padding rule. Okay, so these four paddings here, we say padding colon, and then instead of top, left, right, bottom, we need to say top, then space left, then space bottom, then space right. The order here matters. It needs to be top, left, bottom, right. It needs to be like that always. Let's see if it's the same. Let me delete this and run it and see how it looks. Okay, and now paste mine and delete this three, and it should look exactly the same, and it's not. So basically I messed up with the left and right. I think it's the opposite. It's here 30 and here 190. Yep, now it's the same. And now they're saying combine all the background rules but the background size into just one line using background rule. Okay, all but the background size. So it will be background colon, and then it doesn't matter the order here because they don't have the same unit. Like these were all pixels, so it doesn't know what is what. But here the URL is like this, so it's obviously it's not a color, right? It's an image. For the color, it starts with a hash, so it knows that it's a color. Then the no repeat word, it's also very unique. And finally, pixels on the X. The first time it's gonna be like padding. The first time it finds pixels, it will be X. If it finds pixels again, it will be Y. If it doesn't find pixels on the Y, then it will take, like if we specify two pixel values, it will be X and Y. But if we specify only one, it will be both at the same time. So let's try this now. And it's the same. What if we delete the entire background and press run? Yeah, it's the same. So I guess this is not working. Let me see if this image it's working or not. Yeah, no, it's not. Let's use another image then. Let's see if it goes. This one. We can just search in any image in Google and right click, open image in a new tab, and it's gonna give us the URL. So we can paste it now here on this URL and run it. And you see now how it's different? How it's being shown as a background. The background size cannot be combined. The browsers don't support it yet. Okay, so the background size has to be in a different property just because. Now we can submit and go to the next one. Specificity. This is a super important rule. There's an entire class on the platform for that, because this is one of those tricky things that are going to confuse you in the future. Let's run this, and you can see here that it has a yellow li here, but all the others are in blue. When creating a CSS document, you need to start from the most generic selector and end with the most specific ones. That is the way that CSS works. So it means that in my style sheet, I should start, actually this is the opposite, right? It should be the other way, like this. I should start with the less generic because this is all the LIs, and then the very specific one because this is only one LI with one ID. So instructions: override the background color of third item without deleting any CSS code. Simply append to the CSS a more specific rule at the end of the document to override the background color to green. So he wants us to override. And it says then you can use the important annotation. Okay, it's giving us a hint, so let's open this. When using important is the right choice. Here, you can see here that they are using important. Okay, let's use this important tag and see what happens. They want us to override it to green, so without adding any additional code. So one way will be to say background again and then say green. If we run it, it's gonna show in green because it's being overridden. You see, it's just the exact same selector, but now changing the background to a different color, so it's gonna override. Another option is to, for example, say that I want the UI li ntd3, I think it's like this, because we're saying that it's the third li, background green, but this is less specific than third item, so we need to put important, and that way it's gonna do it because it's so important now that it's more specific, you know. You see, now it's yellow again. No, actually it should be green because yellow was this one, so it's not ntd. Let's see, pseudo selector, it's called that, colon ntd, I think it is. It's nth child. Okay, let's use it. nth child, and then run. It should be green now. Yeah, now it's green because it's saying that the third li needs to be green. If we remove the important, it's gonna go back to yellow. Here it is, but not because this selector is wrong. It is not wrong. It's because this selector is not specific enough to override this one. This one is more specific. So that's why we're using the important tag. Okay, so now we can continue. Practicing rules. Let's see. Set this URL as the background image of the page and repeat it vertically only. Okay. I'm gonna do it in the second style sheet, in the separate style sheet, because I don't wanna have a mess on the other website, on the other code. So to the background. So body background URL. If you don't know what to type, you just go to here and say how to set the body background as an image, and it will tell you. W3 School, remember, it's a very good website always. So here's the example. They have a background of some mountains behind the text. If you click here on any example that you like this one, for example, background image URL gradient background. If you click on try it yourself, it's going to show you how they did it. Remember that the style tag has some styles here, but you can put this on a separate style sheet and it's also going to work, so don't worry about that. Okay, so let's copy this URL and let's put it in quotes because it has to be in quotes, and run. Now we have our website, but then it says repeat it vertically only. So we don't want to repeat to the right. So for that we say no repeat y. We don't want to repeat on the y. Oops. Nope. I'll repeat x. Let's see. Yeah, it's not like this. Let me run, and it's not repeating to the right or to the bottom. So I think it's no repeat. Let's search for it because I don't remember. Background, no repeat. It's repeat. Okay, I guess if we say repeat x, we repeat y only. Let me put it here, repeat y. It's not gonna repeat on the x, yeah. If we say repeat y, it's the same as saying do not repeat on the x. Then change the font type of the H1 to Courier and the rest of the website to Times New Roman. Okay. So H1 font family Courier, and then the rest of the website. So here to font style Times New Roman. No, font family. I'm sorry. Let's see. Maybe this needs to be in quotes because I'm seeing that the highlighting is different. Yeah, I think it needs to be in quotes if the font family has several options, several words, I'm sorry. Then change the color of the H1 to red. Okay, so color red. Then like that. Make all the H2s with an underlined. Okay, for that we select all the H2s and say, I think it's text decoration. Yeah, underline. Yeah, perfect. Let's see how it's looking. It should look good. Center the H1 to the middle. Okay, so that's text align center. Then it says add a left padding to the whole document of 20 pixels to make it easier to read to the whole document. So here, padding left 20 pixels. There it is. Add a white semi-transparent background to the first paragraph of the 3 reasons. Okay, to the first paragraph. So it's this one. Since it's the first paragraph, I could. Oh, it has an ID already. That's cool because then I don't need to be very creative with the selectors. So the first paragraph needs to have a background color. The background color can be set. It's saying here that we can use RGBA. Let's use that. If you say RGBA, you're specifying a type of color that it's red, green, blue, and alpha. So red 255 because it's white what we want. We want white, and then 0.5 as alpha. So it's partially transparent. Let's see if it works. It is working. And then we need to apply a 5 pixel padding to it. So padding 5. If we don't specify if it's padding right or left or whatever, it's going to apply the padding to all of them, to all the borders, to the left, right, top, and bottom. And then it says change the anchor hover color to green. Okay, where's the anchor? It's here. So for that we say anchor tag hover green, and it's gonna color green. I'm sorry, it's gonna be green only when hovered. Look, boom, boom. So I think we're ready. Let's submit and go to the next one. Then it says very specific rules. Okay, let's see. In this exercise, you can add your code only above the red read-only block. So where's the read-only block? Okay, so only on these 3 lines, and I can add more if I want, like this, but I cannot edit the bottom. Then please try to set the UL text color to red. Override conflicts with specificity. Okay, let's run it, and they want me to set the UL text color to red. This. Okay. Both are green right now. Yeah, because this one is a OL and this one is a UL, so that's why this one is red. Okay, let's try with the basic stuff. Let's try first just saying color red to UL. If we run it, it doesn't work, you see? So what we could do is to be a little bit more specific. So let's say UL first and try again. And it's not working. Oh, because it's to the LIs that, yeah. Okay, UA LI run, and still, because it has the same specificity as this one, but the other one is in the bottom. So we need to be a little bit more specific. So that UL is it's inside of what? It's inside of the body. Let me see if I add body here. Body. It's more specific now, so maybe it works. Yep. I'm saying the body, the LIs that are inside ULs that are inside the body. It's a little bit more specific than this one, and that's why it works. Then please try to set the background color of the second LI of the OL to green. Okay, so for that we just do of the OL, so OL LI, and then NTH child parentheses 2. I think that's the second LI, and then we can say background green run. Yep, it's working here. And if you don't know this by memory, don't worry. You can just search how to select the second LI of IUL, and it's gonna tell you. Google's gonna tell you. Then make the odd rows of the tables with the other background using this. Okay, let's use this. But it's all the odd rows. Maybe I can say here, like, what if I say odd? And you put background color yellow, and I run it. Does it work? Nope. Okay. So it's with this. What if I put it just like this? Nothing. Okay, let's search. Make odd rows of table. Background. Okay. Even in an odd rules. Oh, so it's like this, even in odd. They want odd, so let's copy this and put it here. We were almost there, but okay, now it's working. So it's exactly the same as the picture. Let's submit. Now the next one will be rounded image. This is a tricky one because the image doesn't help much. If we run it, you will see that the image, it's not a circle. It's like more like an oval. We want to make it a circle. For that, we need to play with the background position. Let's read for a second. The obvious way to create a rounded profile picture is to create an image tag and apply border radius 100%. The problem is that with this approach is that it only works for squared pictures. Yeah, my picture is not squared, as you can see, it's more like a rectangle. If the image ends up being bigger than the div, okay, so what we need to do is to create a div and then assign inline style to it and say background URL, and then we specify the same URL that we were using here. And then we apply the class grounded to it, because we do want the border radius 100%. But now this div inside needs to have some width and height, because if not, it's not gonna show. Let's add some content. I think the image is not working either. Let's see. Yeah, it is working. So background URL. Let's add some width and height to it. So width, how much? Yeah, 200 pixels, it says here. And then height, the same. Height, 200 pixels too. Still not showing. Let me remove this rounded thing and see if it works like that. Background. Background image, maybe. Okay. Oh, I'm missing the quote here. Width and height. It's URL, or yeah, it's URL. Let's see. Background image div. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm doing. Let's do it here. Div background image, but I'm gonna replace it with this one. I'm applying the background image to all the divs, but that doesn't matter because we have only one. Let's see, run. Still not working. Oh, it is working now. So the width and the height are not working. Let's see, width and height, let me add it here instead of there. It's because the height is wrong. Yeah, so that was it. Let's try again. Run. And now but now you can see that the image doesn't show properly because the body of Einstein is not there. So for that, what we can do is background position. It says here that let's play with it. Let's play with the background position and say, I don't know, that we want 100 pixels. Background position moves the background to a particular place. You see how it's moving? Let's say instead of 100, let's say minus 100. So it's gonna move to the left. Yeah, it's too much. So minus 50 pixels maybe. A little bit less. 30 pixels. Yeah, but I think 200 is not enough. Let's put 400 and 400. Oh, let's put 250 and 250. Yeah, better. And the border radius, let's apply it to it too. Class rounded. Yeah. And now we can keep playing with this. Let's 30. Yeah, so it's minus 10 maybe. No. 0. Yeah, it was 0 in the end. Now with the Y. we need actually more height. But if we add more height, we will have to add more width, because if not, it's not gonna be a square. So let's make it 300 and 300, so it's a bigger square. Yeah, and now minus, no, not minus, 20 pixels to the right. Yeah, and maybe 20 pixels. Ah, no, that's not, that can stay in 0. Yeah, it's similar. If you want to make it bigger, you can keep making it bigger. But now it's a perfect circle, not like before that was an oval. So that's how you do the, to have a square image, you will need to do all of this. You will need to create a div, have it as a background, and everything. So let's submit and go to the next one, 3D anchor styles. Let's see. Ah, this is a nice effect to create 3D buttons. You see how it looks 3D? Basically, it's because we add a border in different colors and we fake the 3D. It's just an effect. So if we want to do the same, if we want to make it like look like when it's pressed, all we need to do is add this here. Oops. And run it. And now you see the nice click effect is because we're changing the borders to different. We're actually swapping the colors so it looks pressed. That's how you do it. And the colon active means when it's clicked. Then the next one, your own font. This is how to import style sheets, fonts into your website. That's super cool. You get to pick the font here on Google Fonts. There's a lot. You can actually, I don't know, have a sample like my name, and then I can click here, apply to all fonts, and it's gonna show me my name in all the fonts. And then I can start playing with the styles, like the thickness, and have fonts with a thicker font. And then when I know what I like, when I have something that I like, I click on the font, select this font, it will show here, and then I can copy this link tag and paste it on my website in the head tag, inside the head. And the family is Open Sans, as you can see. So now we need to apply that family to the font. So here, my title, we're gonna say font family, Open Sans, but I think it's like, let me copy it from the Google thing to here it is. It's like this. We paste this, we run, and now it's a super unique font. You see, we can change, of course, we can change the text, and it's gonna work. Okay, let's submit, and then FunAwesome Icons. FunAwesome is the same as any other font, but they create, instead of creating a letters, they create little icons, but you can treat them as fonts. That's super cool. And they have, like, if you go to FunAwesome, it will show you all the library. These are free. This is a huge library of icons. So basically, let's say that we want this address book. We click on it, and it's FA address book. Let's see if this works. FA address book, run, and there you go. You have now an address book. And now you can move this I tag. You see it's an I tag. Wherever you put this I tag with the class FA address book, it's gonna put the icon. That's a lot better than working with images, right? Because after you import the entire font, then you have all the possible icons in this huge library that I was showing you, this one. It's like hundreds of libraries, of like actually thousands. Look, 2,300 icons. Okay, the next one, yeah, it's to use EM or REM. These are two super cool features because REM, it's actually relative measurement. Let's play with it so you can understand. it says give a font size of 0.8 am to both H2s. So where's my H2? Here and here. So let's say H2 font size 0.82, and then now give a font size of 0.8 rem to both H3. So H3 font size, and then run. Yeah, what it's trying to tell us is that, look, we added to all the H2s this font size, but still this H2 is different from this one in size. That's because 0.2 am is a relative measurement, so it means 0.2 to whatever I had assigned before. So he was super small before, and now it's even smaller, and he was bigger, and now it's a little bit smaller than before, but still bigger than this other one. The same is happening to the H3. They are the same. Look, if you compare them, they are the same. It's because if you add the R at the beginning of the EM, you're saying ignore whatever I had before and assign me the font size relative to the entire size of the website, not to whatever I had before, to the body size, to the body font size. That's basically the difference between EM and REM. So let's submit and then anchor like a button. This is a way of, you will use these tricks a lot, actually. This trick. If you see this button here, it's actually it's not a button, it's an anchor. It doesn't look like a button like this. If we want to make it look like a button, we can. And here's the process. Let's start doing what it says here. Set a padding to 10 pixels. Okay, so padding 10 pixels. Then set a border radius to 4 pixels. Cool. Then find and apply the color. Use the color picker to find, the color picker, it could be in Google. If you type color picker, it will show you a nice color picker, and then we can find a color that we like, and it will give us the hexadecimal color, and we can paste it here by saying background, and then put the color here. If we run it, it's already looking similar to a button, right? Now we need to remove the text decoration. So text decoration, because we don't want the underline. So none. And finally, set the color to white, because it doesn't look good as blue. Now it's a button. If we want now the effect that we did to the other button, when we press it or when we hover it, we can change the background on the hover like this. Let's pick another color, but lighter, like this. And let's put it only when people are hovering on the button. So let's run, and now when I hover, it changes, you see? That's another effect that is used a lot. Now let's submit, and that will be the last REPL. I hope you guys understood everything, and keep practicing.